What's up, what's up, what's up? This your girl, Lil Tigger. I'm chilling with my boy, Big Sailor. You're listening to FHO Podcast Radio. Stay tuned.
Yo, this hot boy from the Red Breed Mother Chapter out of Compton, California. You tuned in to FHO all the way from 310 to the 404. Y'all know how this shit go.
I'm enjoying my motherfucking life. That's all I'm saying. I advise you to do the same. Do shit that make you happy.
What up, man? It is Friday night, 9:15-ish, as they say, man, and we on live, man. I got a cool little topic, got a phone call. This one is not too bad. We're going to work this one right on out, man. But the topic tonight, as you guys can see, hold on, let me turn it down. Is mandatory, man. What up, Miss Ramona? Miss Ramona Wade. What up? What it do? Going down. Is mandatory, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing this Friday night, man? I'm doing fine. As they say, blessed and highly favored. Yeah. So that's what it is, man. We on tonight, man. So this probably won't be that long. It'll be long enough until we get the job done. Let me run through these roll call real quick. Mandatory, man. Let me run through this roll call. A.W. Harley Rider, what up? Soulfly Kai. Doing me, I hear you. What up? Lil John 3, Miss Pebbles, Scoop, Finn, Rare Breed. What up, Finn? Boy, I saw them family pictures. Finn getting ready to do all 59 states. What up, Cheers? I see you, baby. Appreciate that donation, man. Joseph Fan, Captain Kurt, Raymond Love. What up with you, bro? That's the new intro song. Yeah, cool. Jack Knight, what up? KS Silver, what up, Silverback? Another FHO, brand new FHO. Remember, y'all, so give him much love. I believe we got a Silverback that just joined. Playmaker, what up? V. Francis, Helena Wortham, what up? Again, LA Soul Brother, cheers, appreciate you, brother. Herb Harley, H2O, Doug Davis, Myron Grant, Antoine the Barber Boy, Keithy B, Lonnie Terry, what up? Yo, did you send the money? It's time to pay some money. Hit me up, Lonnie. I don't know what you're talking about. Jack Knight, what up? Maurice Ashley, C. Wands, James Franklin, and J Mac. What up, J Mac? Newest HD family member. Okay. Newest HD family member. Congratulations to J Mac. This is for my man J Mac, man. He said he's brand new to the HD, man. What up, Miss Ramona Wade, Jabina Sturdy, IBN Musa, Quill the King, Flacco Bree. What up, Flacco? Julia Smith. Some of the people I did my research with tonight. Miss Sunshine Rogers, Miss Cream Wright, William Smith, Teresa Sweet Sykes, and Anthony Brown. What up, man? No problem, Sunshine. We wish we could have did more, man. Just a lot going on, but we just wanted to make sure that we supported you and got everything done. Even Jabina, I missed her thing, and I called. Any guy, you guys, listen, I'm not going to be the one who preach and teach we all we got, and I'm not giving all we got. So when you have something, especially those people like Jabina, what she did was amazing. So mad kudos to Jabina, and what Sunshine doing is amazing. There's a lot of people doing some amazing stuff. So it is what it is. Flacco is doing some amazing shit by simply riding his motorcycle. We're going to have to stop him from doing some amazing shit. Get him off his motorcycle. My girl Cream, what up? Anthony Brown. I think I said that. Levon Raymore, Melvin King, Fabian Sanders, Guns, SB, what up? So tonight we're talking about it's mandatory. It's mandatory. Mandatory is a word, man, that most MCs hate. Most MC clubs hate the word mandatory. Most MC club members hate the word mandatory. But you have to understand the importance of mandatory. Mandatory is important because especially when you got to understand your MC is building a legacy. They're building a brand. They're building a momentum. They're building a movement. So a lot of you guys, and I hate to say it, if you don't make the thing mandatory, a lot of y'all would just do all the local shit and just ride your motorcycle to be cool. So a lot of times you got to put those mandatory runs in there. You got to put the word mandatory. You got to throw that in there, and you have to make it what it is. The problem with the mandatory now, even with a lot of the big clubs and small clubs, after doing my research tonight, with a lot of the clubs, you have a leeway. It's mandatory or this. It's mandatory or that. And, it is what it is. And then, and us, y'all already know if we can take the easy road, we'll take the easy road. Some of us are in these clubs, man, to ride these motorcycles, but we really not in them to ride them. We might have rode them when we first got in there and played the game. What up, Finn? Thank you, sir, for that donation. We might have got in there when we first got in and played the game and did what we had to do, but now that we in there or fully patched or 100% or whatever you want to call it, the word mandatory start dwindling. You know what I'm saying? You get to tripping on the word, man. Somebody gets hollering mandatory, you go to tripping. So we're going to talk about that tonight. Is mandatory, man? So y'all stay tuned. It's going down. We're going to get it in, man.
What up, y'all? This Big Punch from the motherfucking candy shop. We chilling over here with Big Sale, man, the FHONICKEMMY, man. You know what I mean? All them alphabets, man. But they got all that shit going. Holla.
What's up, Big Sale? This is your boy, Pastor Nate from Enlightened Ministry Biker Church from Los Angeles, California. When we're not riding, we listen to FHO Podcast Radio.
This Baby Slip from Rare Breed Mother Chapter. Out here chilling with Big Sale from FHO. We finna get it in for y'all. You dig?
So, man, don't forget also, every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. right here, MC 101 is going down. My man, Two Guns, is the host. I'm the co-host, and we've been talking some pure, real shit lately. The shit been off the chain. The shit has been amazing. So if you missed it, man, you can go back to some of our previous channels and pick it up and hear it and do whatever you need to do. I'm trying to figure out what's all that extra noise going on. And, vacuum cleaner. And catch up on it, man, and check it out, man. But it's definitely something you don't want to miss. So mandatory, I got the definition of the word mandatory up. The definition of the word mandatory, it's an adjective. You know what I'm talking about? It is an adjective. Required by law or rule, compulsory. Wearing helmets was made mandatory for cyclists. It's amazing that they would use that too, and I ain't even pull up no motorcycle shit. So it's required by law or rule, mandatory. A lot of the MCs today debate the word mandatory. They hate the word mandatory because they say the word mandatory is, how you gonna tell me I have to ride my motorcycle, or I have to be here, or I have to be that? Most of your big clubs, they put those rules in force, and because again, they're trying to build a legacy. Now I'm gonna tell you this. One thing you need to pay attention to is this: most of the bigger anniversaries that you have or that are going on the bike set come from the word mandatory. These big anniversaries, we're gonna just mention Rare Breed 30th. Who else had a real big one? But anyway, I'm gonna just use Rare Breed 30th. Rare Breed 30th anniversary was huge because of the word mandatory. Because Rare Breed used the word mandatory, that's why the anniversary was huge. The reciprocation of the word mandatory is important. What you get back from having mandatory rides, mandatory events, members having to meet mandatory minimum qualifications, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What you get back from that is huge, especially when you have the word mandatory in front of a ride. Mandatory ride brings back so much more than what you can even imagine. Okay. So, and Rare Breed has kind of perfected that. It's a few other clubs have kind of perfected that when they put the word mandatory in front of a ride. And I know a lot of people hate that because the word mandatory can be an inconvenience. The word mandatory can be a scrutiny, because I got an actual story for you guys that I'm gonna share with you. But let's talk about mandatory. Let's break down mandatory. When you give a club, for example, let's talk about how. Okay, let's do this. Let's talk about how to properly give mandatory or issue mandatory runs to your club brother. We already know the bylaws is mandatory. Following the rules is mandatory. Being a gentleman, being a lady, we already know that that's mandatory. But let's talk about mandatory runs, giving a club mandatory runs. Most clubs, and if you want it to be effective, if you really want the club to get behind you and your mandatory runs, then most of them need to be kind of documented a year in advance. Okay. In other words, we should have already especially going into next year, we should already know the mandatory runs that we need to be a part of for next year. You don't wait till January and then give somebody a mandatory in February or April. You feel what I'm saying? They should already have that. It should be no less than, I would say, nine months out. All mandatory runs should have to probably be 9 months out. And the club, if they're voting on mandatories, or the president is putting the mandatories together, or the road captain, whoever's putting the mandatories together, the club should know what they are at least a year in advance, and there should be a schedule. It should be, however you guys text, tweet, email, put a schedule up, or, give a paper out. But your mandatory runs need to be in so much of a time that nobody can have an excuse. If you got a job, if you got to pick your vacation time, if you got an anniversary, if you got whatever it is that you got going on, because I'm going to give you the story later on, and I'm going to see how you guys deal with that. But when you're giving out mandatory runs and mandatory dates, you feel what I'm saying? They should be given almost from anywhere, no less than 9 months in advance, because that gives everybody enough time to make whatever arrangements they have to make, and it eliminates all excuses, period, hands down. What's wrong? Okay. It eliminates all excuses, period, hands down. So that's what you mean by, that's what it means to give a mandatory run. And most likely, when a mandatory run is assigned, when a mandatory run is assigned, it usually has a significant impact on that chapter, on that club, on that national organization, on that MC. It usually has a significant meaning for them, and that's why they made it mandatory. That's why they made this event mandatory. Like a lot of people, I'm gonna tell y'all like this, and I'm gonna say this, but I want y'all to know.
I'm enjoying my motherfucking life. That's all I'm saying. I advise you to do the same. Do shit that make you happy.
So, a lot of clubs make the roundup national. They make the roundup the one big event a year, the National Bikers Roundup. They make that the biggest event of the year, and they kind of make that mandatory, and for whatever reason, hey, it is what it is. But if you think that that's going to build your national brand, if it's going to build your brand, or even if you don't give a fuck about building a brand or building, solidifying the club, whatever. But mandatory will get you the kind of anniversaries, will bring back the kind of love that the LA Mother Chapter receives, and all the other Rare Breed Mother Chapters, the Rare Breed chapters and so forth. You got a lot of clubs, that word mandatory. That's what mandatory does. Mandatory brings it back to you. You give, and it comes back. Okay. So, again, I don't know why the word mandatory scares a lot of clubs. I don't know why. It is it's a word that it just, mandatory in the MC is just a fucked up word. So now let's talk about some of the consequences. That's my title for tonight. Is mandatory mandatory? I got a question here from Atiba Theory. Do you feel the same way for OMC clubs? I'm not sure what OMC clubs deem mandatory or not mandatory or whatever, but mandatory to me is mandatory. If I'm in a club and I signed and I agreed to be in a club, I agreed to follow the rules, I agreed to do what, to be there for my brothers, etc. And, this is what the club voted on, 3, 4, 5 mandatory runs, 2 mandatory, whatever it may be, then yes, it is what it is. And whatever arrangements I have to make, whatever arrangements you have to make, need to be made, hands down. There is no excuses for not making a mandatory run. That's just me talking. So I'm getting ready to get into that. Me personally, I understand the word mandatory. Me personally, I understand, the specific meaning and the whole purpose of the word mandatory in front of the word ride. I understand that, because we have to get out and represent. We have to get out and push this brand and everything else. So now let's talk about some of the consequences for missing a mandatory run. Okay. You have some clubs that the consequences for missing a mandatory run is probably a fine. Some clubs, they judge it by the event. Some clubs have a set fee, just a regular set fee for, for mandatory runs. My man Elo Hughes said that's for out-of-town runs. There are mandatories in your city, region that might be short notice. Again, and I'm going to get into that. I got a situation for that. What up, Tobe? I see you on there. What up, Charles? There was another question on here, too. Flacco Breeze say, funny how people will get upset with a mandatory run, meeting, charity, etc. Mandatory means mandatory, point blank, period. Christy Love says it's mandatory that you understand mandatory. That part right there. Christy, I appreciate that. She said it's mandatory that you understand mandatory. That part, as simple as that. Thank you, Sessions with Sion. About to be a talk show, much knowledge giving. Thank you, aka Highway. What up, CJ Max? All right, so some clubs have it where you could pay a fine if you miss the mandatory. Some have designated set fines. Some fines are based on what the mandatory run was, etc. And then some clubs you have to do what they call makeup runs. You still have to go and make that run up. So if the club, if you missed that mandatory run and we were going from Atlanta to Texas, then you still got so many days to get from here to Texas and take your picture, do whatever, and get on back. And then some clubs that I know of, you got the fine and the makeup. You got both. So you'd be better off going. And they do it. And I kind of agree. I agree. This is what I agree with. And this is what I say. The harder it is, the harsher the punishment, the less you'll have to deal with somebody missing mandatory. The harsher the punishment, the less you will have to deal with somebody missing mandatory. Because you got to understand this. It's not fair that you can come up with any kind of excuse that you can come up with to miss a mandatory, and I had to come up with every kind of excuse I could come up with to make the mandatory. Hear what I just said. It's not fair that you can come up with every kind of excuse you can come up with to miss the mandatory, and then I have to come up with every kind of excuse I can to make the mandatory. You understand what I'm saying? So how fair is that? I'm lying to make it. You lying. I mean, and I ain't gonna say you lying, but you coming up with a story to not make it, or to a situation to not make it. But I'm coming up with a story to make it. I don't want to say lying. We don't lie. Black men don't cheat and black men don't lie. So, I don't want to say lying. We just coming up with situations to make sure that we do make the mandatory. So depending on what organization you're in, it depends on how harsh the mandatory is, the fine, the fee, the makeup, or whatever the rules and parameters are. But don't think you could just buy your way through mandatories, because I've heard of that too. I've heard people say, man, fuck it, I ain't going, how much is the fine? Here you go. Yeah, I'm good. That's a bad attitude to have. And most likely in the bylaws, if you miss more than 2 mandatories back to back, or however they may be, 3 in 1 year, or whatever it may be, then you got other issues and other problems as well. But it's not about just buying your way out of the mandatory. I'm just gonna pay the fine. I ain't tripping that shit. I got more money than I got time. I've heard that. I've heard people say, I got way more money than I got time. Fuck that. How much is the fine? And they pay it. And the fine may be, I done seen anyway, the fine was $50, $100. Shit, I'll give you $100 not to ride round trip 2,000 miles. That ain't shit. How much the fine? $100, man. Fuck that. I ain't putting that many miles on my bike. Here go the fine. So the penalty for missing a mandatory needs to be outrageous. It needs to be unbearable. It needs to be harsh. It needs to be cruel. It needs to be all of that. It needs to be all of that because you need to be here with your brothers. This is a mandatory run. And that is one of the, what up, New York? That is one of the problems that we're having, or that is going on. The word mandatory is just a fucked up word in the MC, and it's amazing. But you signed up for that. You probably was there when they voted on the mandatories, or wasn't there when they voted on the mandatories, or however they came up with the mandatories. You disagree. So that's why it is what it is. But just understand this, people. If you want to build a brand, and if you want to build your MC into a conglomerate, and if you don't, fine, I hear you. What's the purpose of you MCing if you're not going to go worldwide? But that's a topic for another day. If you want to build your brand, and you want to be massive, and you want to be a force to be reckoned with, then the word mandatory has to be in play. It has to be in your bylaws. You're not going to be able to do it without it, man. I promise you.
What's up? This your girl, Lil Tigger. I'm chilling with my boy, Big Sailor. You'll listen to FHO Podcast Radio.
Yo, this hot boy from the Red Breed Mother Chapter out of Compton, California. We tuned in to FHO all the way from 310 to the 404. Y'all know how this shit go.
This your boy, Ro, Montgomery Tour's president, hanging out with your boy, Big Sail, Fast Harleys Only, Podcast Radio.
So we in there, man. So it is what it is. Shout out to everybody, Lil Tig, Hot Boy, Roll, Baby Slip, Punch, Pastor Nate, everybody, man, for the drops and everything. My man Dirty, I got his drop too. So it's going down, man. Mandatory. Now, this whole topic was brought on by this conversation I just had. I just got a phone call. Okay. L.A. Hughes says always cheaper to go. Lisa Riddick said, I don't understand why you join the MC and you don't want to ride. Hey, they're out there. So Flacco Bree say, Phil RIP East Bay Dragons so said it best. What are you paying club dues for to stay away from your club brothers? That part right there. Okay. So now here's the phone call I got, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get this thing cracking. Here it is right here, man. Here's the phone call. Got a phone call today, and it was from two club brothers. They were on the phone together. From two club brothers who had a concern about a president. Here's the scenario. And I talked to a couple of people about this and got around about get out. The scenario is, matter of fact, we're gonna do some commercial breaks and we'll be right back, man.
Select Luxury Cars, proud sponsor of the FHO Podcast Live Show. The most diverse luxury vehicle selection in the greater Atlanta area. The highest quality customer service and unmatched nationwide pricing. Contact Mike Goodall at 678-855-2292 to schedule your appointment today. Select Luxury Cars, trusted family dealer since 1994.
Say, man, don't forget to show the sponsor some love. Hey, if you're tuning in for the first time, man, and you're on you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. If you are on any one of the streaming platforms, thank you. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified. Also, don't forget to donate to the channel, man, to pay it for us to keep doing what we're doing, to pay these airway fees and all the stuff that you're seeing us on this camera. The whole 9 yards, man. And all of this stuff has to be paid for, and this is how we do it with your donations. And we thank you in advance for all of the donations. We thank you for it all. Trust me, we do. Getting back to the topic, getting back to what this thing was about, what this phone call I got, okay? Hold on, y'all. Here we go. What you say, Ja?
What up? I into my Uncle Big So in the FHO radio.
That's my little nephew, Ja. Yeah. What up, Ja? If you're watching me or not, I'm not sure. But so this is what we're talking about. Mandatory. So I got the phone call today. You got two club brothers who are concerned about an upcoming event. Now, apparently something has happened with their nation. Okay. And now they have to have a sit down or a meeting or whatever it is that they got to have. So it went out that all presidents and vice presidents must be here on this date and time. Now, the president that is involved with the situation heavily tells them, hey, I can't make it. And the members are saying, wait, hold on. First of all, this is really kind of like all about you, or you know all about it, or you're involved heavily in this and you can't be there. Now, this is my question for you guys all. Okay. He's a president. He's responsible for his whole chapter, but this is a national meeting. And apparently it's something going on where they've called for this emergency meeting. And I think they had a 2-week notice, whatever it may be. It's mandatory. You must be here. All presidents and vice president. This president says he cannot go. And you know why. The reason why he can't go is because, now mind you, before I tell you why he can't go, do y'all want to hear why he can't go? Do y'all really want to hear why he can't go? Yeah. Let me let y'all hear why he can't go. I'm gonna tell y'all why he can't go, y'all. Oh man, y'all gonna be your sock. You know, I'm finna blow your socks off with this. Why he can't go? If y'all want to know why he can't go, man, give me some thumbs up, give me some love, show me some love on the thing. If y'all want to hear why he can't go, why he can't make the mandatory meeting. If y'all want to hear why he can't make the mandatory meeting, hit me up. Let me know. Fly them things through the air, through the screen, or whatever. Hold on, and I just got a new drop from my man. Hold on, let me see if I can play it.
Checking in from an undisclosed location. This is your boy King Pooh, representing the Kings of the South Atlanta Mother Chapter. And every time I get a chance, best believe I'm listening to my boy Big Cell on FHO Podcast Radio. Let's get it.
That's my man Pooh. Hey Pooh, I'm gonna load it up, man, but I just got it. Thank you, Chief. That's my man Pooh Daddy, man. Let me see. He sent me another one too. It must be the full version of this one. Hold on.
Checking in from an undisclosed location. This is your boy King Pooh, representing the Kings of the South, Atlanta Mother Chapter. And every time I get a chance, best believe I'm listening to my boy Big Cell on FHO Podcast Radio. Let's get it.
There it is there, man, my boy Pooh. Pooh, I got it, man. I'm going to load it up, man. I got you. Shout out to my man Pooh. All right, so the reason, thank y'all for the thumbs up, y'all want to know. What up, DeAndre Davis, my daughter, my beautiful, beautiful daughter. I love you. My grandkids, give them a hug from their grandfather. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. My daughter is an entrepreneur like no other, man. She got that from me. You know, she's a cold hustler in the game and getting it in, and she will be a multi-gazillionaire. I promise you. I promise you. Just keep your head forward, DeAndre. Don't look down and keep up, man. Okay. Undisclosed, my guy, King Pooh. That part right. That's my man right there, man, King Pooh, man. So it's going down. All right, so the reason why he can't make the meeting that's about, well, I ain't going to say it's all about him, but he is the bulk of the meeting. The meeting was called because of him. It's a major something going on, and he has to be there. They've called for all of the presidents, the vice president to be there, and whoever they're meeting with has called for him to be there. And he can't go because it's his anniversary. What do y'all say about that? He can't go because it's his anniversary. How do you deal with that? He said his wife ain't having it. It's the anniversary, and he can't go. But the two callers they called in to say, listen, Sal, this shit is really about him. He needs to be there. If he's not going to go, do we just throw in the towel and tell everybody, fuck it, it is what it is, and we go at it right there, man. Honestly, those dudes should have felt okay approaching their president or the proper channel to check him on the situation. No member, including the president, is beyond reproach. They need to call for an emergency to remove him. Say, man, train rules, a damn good one. So how do y'all feel about that? Does the anniversary give him, does it out-trump the mandatory meeting, the special mandatory meeting that they got to have that he is kind of majorly involved in, or it's because of him? Either way, I don't want to lie. I think the meeting is called because of him with another nation, their nation against this other nation. And the other nation is saying, this is the day y'all better be here. This is the day we got to have to sit down and squash this shit out. And he's saying, hey, man, it's my anniversary. I can't go. 424-242-2355 is the number to call in. 424-242-2355 is the number to call. Tell me what y'all think about this, man. I need some help on this one because when I say what I'm going to say, it's going to sound fucked up, but it's me, man.
I'm enjoying my motherfucking life. That's all I'm saying. I advise you to do the same. Do shit that make you happy.
Do shit that make you happy, man. You feel what I'm saying? Family first. Doc Russell say family first. DC Juan said that's a hard one. Facts. Playmaker, does he know the meeting is about him? Yes. He does know the meeting is about him. Celebrate the week before on the week. Corey Chaney say celebrate the week. The week before, the week after. What up, Pooh? My man Pooh is on here, man. You feel me? What y'all, man, somebody call me. Give me some calls. 424-242-2355. And I'm going to give y'all my answer short. I'm going to tell you what I said should happen. Period, point blank, what I said should happen. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is what it is. He got an anniversary. I don't know what number it is, but the club, you understand is if he doesn't make this meeting, the whole nation is in jeopardy of whatever they're in jeopardy of, put it like that. So it's not just about him or his chapter, it's about the entire nation. And he's saying he got an anniversary. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on, matter of fact.
Hodgepod Life, Las Vegas.
Hold on, Blue. Hold on. I got to get you on the board. Hold on. I don't know why I'm not on the board. Hold on. I hope it go through. Let me see what I got. 1, 2, 1, 2. Where you at on the board? All right, we good. Okay. Caller, state your name. Where you calling from?
Man, Red Bree Gorilla Blue calling from Vegas.
What you got, Blue? What's happening, man?
Shit, represent Antelope Valley, Breed, and the whole empire, period. But I was just about to get in the shower and I heard your topic. I heard a little of it. I feel like this. If it's a local meeting, he should be able to have that meeting and then go home and resume what he has to do with his family. But, with his wife for the anniversary. But if he has an anniversary with his wife and they planned a trip and they have to go on a trip, family first. Every club says family, your job, and your religion. So that's where it got to come in play at. But if it's a local meeting, he should be able to maneuver it and say, baby, look, we're going to delay this for a minute. Let me go to this meeting. Then afterwards, go handle his business.
So get you a couple of strokes in.
That's how
get you a couple of strokes in, put it on ice, go to the meeting, come back and finish stroking.
Yeah, exactly. Because at the same time, when it comes to this club shit, sometimes you have to sacrifice. But when it comes to an anniversary, I feel that if they not going out of town, they just going. For example, you've been to my spot in my house in Vegas.
Yeah.
If we just going to get a room on a staycation, and Red Breed have a meeting at the Las Vegas clubhouse about me or whatever, and they say
it's a national emergency meeting, so it's serious. Whatever it is serious because it's a national emergency.
Okay, well, if it's a national, even if it's just a regular meeting, and they say, Blue, we need you here. If I'm in the same city where the meeting at, my wife gonna have to wait for a minute. Let me go do this business with this meeting, and then I'm gonna jump back to you. But if we already had plans to go out of state, then somebody got to give me my money for my tickets in my room because I'm going.
Okay. Well, there it is. There. I appreciate the call.
But if it's local,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I got you. Trust me, I got you.
All right.
So Gorilla Blue say, hold on, man. Depending on what it is, if it's local. Apparently, this is what I just said, y'all. This meeting was called by the nation, all presidents and all vice presidents. So it has to be some type of seriousness, hands down. To me, now I don't know. To me, this is not just a regular meeting. But again, let me take this. I'm gonna call this caller back right here.
Hello.
What up, caller? State your name. Where you calling from? This FHO Podcast Radio. What you got, baby?
Antoine the Barber from Virginia.
What's going on, Antoine? What's happening, baby?
Not much, man. Not much. Just enjoying all your good shows, man. Just enjoying everything and all this good knowledge because, for right now, I feel like I'm an FHO affiliate. So right now, I'm loving all this.
So what you got, man?
I'm loving all this right now.
So how do you see this, Antoine?
I feel, because at first, I was just looking at it from a single man point of view, and I was like, oh, no. Me and my wife, we gonna have to go to the mandatory. But when I just heard the last call, I was like, wow, there is a different thing. But you got to look at it from a perspective of that's your lady. But I also thought, man, motorcycle has been before my lady got here. So honestly, she will understand or she'll understand that, hey, we can put this on ice for a minute and let me go handle this and get back. And honestly, if it's all of that, I think we should be able to, come on, boo, hop on the back, let's ride and make this a thing. But I didn't think of the concept of having...
I don't think this is something that he can ride to. This is a meeting that's been called. Listen, it's been called. Let me say this again, okay? This is not a regularly scheduled meeting. This is an emergency meeting called. It's called probably at the last minute within a week to 2 weeks notice, and it's a mandatory meeting for all presidents and vice presidents. Let me explain that. Normally when that kind of meeting is called, it's serious. Normally, hands down.
There's no exception.
Then I'm gonna give y'all my assessment at the end of it, but I just want you guys to understand the magnitude of it because you got two fucked up situations. You got a meeting that was called at the last minute. You got a meeting that was called at the last minute. But as a president or a vice president, you should be prepared for that. That's your job. That's your duty. Period. Hands down.
True.
And the club and the funds are there in the club to pay for it. So it ain't even like you got to pay to be at the meeting because the club, that's what you do. Hey, emergency mandatory meeting called by the nation. Boom, boom, boom. The club pay to send their president, vice president, or whatever it is. Now, the other part of that, though, Antoine, is that whatever it is has to do with you. And so at that point, by you not showing up, you kind of jeopardize everybody. You don't know how it's going to go.
The whole situation.
The whole nation, not just, the situation,
right.
The nation at all. So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys, and this is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, is that, again, we're not talking about a regular member. We're not talking about, big sale. Hey, man, y'all going, it's enough y'all going to go and represent. I got to go over here. We're talking about extenuating circumstances. It's been called mandatory all presidents and vice presidents. And normally when they do a mandatory presidents and vice presidents, it's something that has to be dealt with. And the date that they pick is the date that they pick, because you got to understand this. It might have just been your anniversary, Antoine. What if it was my son's graduation?
True.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
What if my job? That's what I'm saying. What if it's my job? What if my job is saying, hey, bro, you ain't got, no, you got to be here. And I'm saying, hey, bro, these are all the things that have to be considered. And especially because I got a jewel I'm going to drop on y'all in the end, especially when you take these positions. We're talking about president and or vice president. And we're talking about the word mandatory. The word mandatory for a president and or vice president can happen at the drop of a dime. But anyway, appreciate the call, brother. I'm going to get it, and we're going to keep going on this thing, and we're going to get into it, man.
I appreciate the knowledge, Phil.
No problem. Stay tuned.
No doubt.
So that's what we're talking about.
What's up, Big Sale? This is your boy, Pastor Nate from Enlightened Ministry Biker Church from Los Angeles, California. When we're not riding, we listen to FHO Podcast Radio.
That part.
God damn. Hey, it's Big Sale. What that mouth do besides tell the truth on FHO Podcast Radio.
So we're back. Okay. So listen to when I tell you guys what it is. Hear me, because I want you guys to understand. We're talking about a president or a vice president that's been called to a mandatory meeting amongst all presidents and vice presidents. So at this time, it has to be a serious situation. Now you add the fact that you might be the plus or the negative to either solve the situation or help get the situation solved, or might be the only one that know about the situation. And you say, hey, man, I'm sorry, but I can't make it. The wife ain't letting me go. It's a tough situation to be in. I'm going to give you guys, what the MC protocol would be. If you want to call in, 424-242-2355 is the number. 424-242-2355 is the number to call in. And if you got anything to say or you got a comment about this, but understand this, okay? Understand this. You knew the job was dangerous before you took it. Now, your guys always hear me say that motorcycling is an individual sport with team players. Hear what I just said. MCing, being in an MC club, motorcycling, MCing is an individual sport with team players. You figure out, for however that means to you, I want you to digest that and figure it out. The other part of it is that, got a caller. Let me see what we got. Hello? Oh, I got the volume there. Hold on. Caller, state your name, where you calling from.
Hey, Big Cell, FHO. This is Flocko, Rare Breed MC, Savannah, Georgia.
What you got, Flock, man? Hey, I got celebrities on tonight, man. What's that, man? What you got, Flock?
You got a great topic going on, and again, I think everybody that listening in, chiming in, don't miss the fact that you're talking about president and vice president.
Period.
If you ran for that position, if you was elected for that position, before you ran for it, before you took that position, you should have had that talk with your wife and kids and said, hey, look, I'm running for this position. This is what it entails. This is what could it be. There might be times when I might just have to get up and go. Because at the end of the day, I feel when you're running that position, you got guys, whether it's 7 guys, 15, 20, 50, or 100 guys that's following your lead. They depend on you as a leader to make the right decisions. And if a national calls you and tells you a national mercy, well, obviously it's something important.
Period.
It's got to do with everybody, the whole club, the empire. And in my situation, I'm catching the wife and kids and telling them I got to go. I'll see you when I get back. No questions asked. I mean, again, I always put my family first. Always, you know what I mean? But it's about balance and all them things. But I knew when I took that position as president, you know, there was going to be times where I have to make some sacrifices. I missed some homecomings, some proms, some graduations, and you know, and birthdays and stuff. I mean, it happens, man. But at the same time, my family don't love me any less.
Yeah, and that's my thing. I think the people that didn't. I don't think they called it when I said presidents and vice presidents. You don't call a meeting a mandatory meeting for presidents and vice presidents if it ain't serious. You understand what I'm saying?
Not an emergency one.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the whole catch, and that's why when the members call me, they're in disarray because they're saying, well, if he's not gonna come, then we might well just say fuck it and let it be what it be. You understand what I'm saying? Because most of the time, the other people that's involved in that meeting they don't give a damn about your anniversary. They don't give a damn about none of that. Either be here or don't, and it's just that simple. Yep. you feel what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
That's what it was. But I definitely appreciate your input on that, man. I definitely appreciate your knowledge on that. Thank you, sir, for the call.
No doubt. Great topic. You have a great night, sir.
Yes, sir. So again, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you got to get that part. Let me call this person back right here. Let me call this person that called in. I'm getting to you if you call. If I don't get you right away, so I'll be calling you back.
Hello?
Big Sale, FHO. You called in for the show?
Let me call you right back.
Me?
Right. Hello?
Hello?
What's up?
Who is this?
This Jay Boogie.
Oh, what up, Boog? What's happening, baby? Yeah, I just called back the number on the hotline. What you got, Boog?
What? Well, let me tell you, I was a national for my club. This is a true story, right?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We got you.
Okay, kind of in and out. So, we had a mandatory that was called in Chicago. That's where our mother chapter is at. So I decided to ride with another national and the president of the Detroit chapter. En route to this mandatory meeting, I'm not driving. It's not my car. A fight breaks out in the car, right? Fight breaks out in the car. Listen, true story. Fight breaks out in the car. I'm not driving. I'm riding. Oh, one of the people jumps out the car. They not getting back in the car. We in the middle of nowhere. They decide they not going to the meeting. They get into a fight. All this. We turn around, go home. Why I get in trouble?
It's called mandatory.
I get in trouble.
Yeah, mandatory.
Yeah, I get in trouble. Yeah, it was a mandatory, but guess what? I wasn't driving.
Okay, but you should have made better preparations. So that's like.
That's just how serious.
But I'm just saying that's like your son saying, "Mom, I didn't go to school because I couldn't find my shoestring."
I cannot hear you. Your phone is like line is like in and out.
Well, you brought up a good point. But so what ended up happening to you? Say you got fined or you got in trouble. What ended up happening? She can't hear me. She'll probably call back. But anyway, listen, y'all. Let me say this, and I know for all of the wives and the girlfriends and all of that listening and everybody. Well, I thought the MC was family first. Let me tell you something. That's bullshit. If you in a motorcycle club, that family first shit, that shit is not real at all. This should be Jay Boogie.
Yeah, Jay Boogie.
Yeah. Okay, is that better?
Can you hear me now?
Is that better?
Oh, it's so much better.
Okay, so you were saying that a fight broke out, you missed the meeting, and you got in trouble. What happened when you got in trouble? Fine, demotion?
So no, they kicked me. No, they kicked me out. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
I guess they were so mad because they felt like I should have made a way.
Well, you should have.
I worked, but I wasn't driving, and the meeting was in another state.
Yeah, but
so if I'm on my way to this meeting in a whole nother state, and something happens out of my control, I'm in the middle of different states. Like, what? Really? I mean, I ended up getting my position back and all that kind of stuff, but to me, I felt like I was
victimized,
punished. Yeah, because it was out of my. No, I was punished and it was out of my control. I wasn't driving, and the meeting was in a whole different state.
But
if I'm riding with somebody,
but let me say this though, Jay Book. Let me say this, Jay Book. we are all we. At the end of the day, you have to be accountable for yourself, hands down. Whether so, for example, you hear me say all the time, if I had waited on people to ride with me, y'all would never know who I was because people never showed up to ride. Okay. When something is happening and those meetings are called, just like your excuse was, hey, I wasn't driving. You got other people's excuse was, I didn't have no gas, or my car. So all the excuses have to be dealt with on the same level. If you didn't make it, off with your head. Period. Point blank. Oh
yeah, that's what the one person really wanted to do. He wanted to do off with my head, but the founders told him,
Well, thank you for calling in, man. Thank you for calling in.
All right, have a good one. All right, bye.
All right. So before the call, I was saying this. Everybody always want to holler, oh, the MC is family first. No, it's not. The MC is MC family first, then family. And a lot of people kind of get that misconstrued. And I know a lot of people saying, no, hold on, fuck that. Well, I'm telling you some real actual factuals, especially when you take a position, especially when you take a president or a vice president position. Your time does not belong to your family, to your job. Your time belongs to the MC. You are a counselor. You are a big brother. You are a financial advisor. You are a Alcoholics Anonymous counselor, a drug addict. You all of that. And guess what? 24 hours a day, that is your title. 24 hours. What do you do for a living? You name it, I do it. And the more members you got, the more goddamn title. 24 hours a day. 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. All of that. To the point to where you in and out of the whole 9 yards. That's just how serious this is. So a lot of times I tell people like this, you don't understand it because you're a regular member. Listen, and I'm going to say this right now, hands down, and let me get this one first before I do that one.
I'm enjoying my motherfucking life. That's all I'm saying. I advise you to do the same. Do shit that make you happy.
Do shit that make you happy. Let me say this. I tell people this hands down all the time. The baddest position in a motorcycle club, the baddest position to hold in the motorcycle club is a regular member. Is a regular member. As a regular member, all I got to do is ride my minimum miles, pay my dues. I ain't got no responsibilities. I can turn my phone off at night. I can go to sleep. I can go to work. I can enjoy my wife. I can enjoy my kids. I can make the graduation. I can do all the shit because I'm a regular member. A regular member is one of the baddest positions you can hold in a club. All of that running for titles and president and vice, that shit is a headache because it comes with that mandatory, hey, fuck your anniversary. I don't give a damn if you was going out of the country, national mandatory meeting, you better have your ass there or else. Or this is what you do. National mandatory meeting, hey, but I ain't gonna be able to make it. Here go my vest. I'm gonna have to resign and I'll deal with whatever come when I get back, but I gotta go do this. And it's just that simple. You can't have cake and ice cream as the president or vice president. Because you got to understand this. By this president not showing up, he is putting his whole nation in jeopardy. The entire nation is in jeopardy. Period. And I tell you guys this all the time. If you join a motorcycle club and you have responsibilities to your grandmama, to your uncle, to your wife, to your girlfriend, to your live-in babysitter or whoever, you better ask them, can you join the club before you join the club? Or if not, you won't have them. The club gonna get rid of them. If you really motorcycling, if you're in a real MC, if you got a wife or a girlfriend or a live-in babysitter that you didn't ask, can you join the club? And explain to them what the club was and let them, and you didn't do that and you just joined the club? Well, the club gonna get rid of them. They out of here. The club gonna shake them. They out of here. They not gonna be able to survive against the club. If you motorcycling and if you all that, and don't fuck around and take a position. That is the worst thing you can do. if you got a 60-hour-a-week job, an 80-hour-a-week job, and this and that, you own a business that only you can run, and all this and all that. Yeah, run your business. Don't try to run for an office in the club, because 24 hours a day, you belong to the club. You have to be accessible. You have to be able to be there if called upon. Listen, as a president, dude, one of your members get in jail and his bike is on the side of the road. You got to get your ass out of your warm bed, fresh off that meat. You feel what I'm saying? Fresh out that hole, get dressed, find you a tow truck and some other shit. Do whatever you got to do to go get your club brother bike off the side of the road. Find out what his bail is. So now you up all day and all night. The wife, listen, if you have not sat down with your family, everybody, wife, children, kids, the dog, the grandmama that you bought her, you go over there every Thursday and sit with her. If you have not sat down with them and talked to them about, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what is required. You're in for a world of hurt. You're really wrong, because you're setting people up. You're setting people up for failure, and it's not right. I hear this all the time. Family first. No, that's not the truth. It's MC family first, then family. And the family needs to understand that we all joined the MC. I'm just going to be the one representing, but we all joined. So you guys need to understand that it's time to pay dues. Give me the money. Everybody kick in. I ain't got it. I need the money, mama. I need to give me the money. Hey, I got to go on this run. Hey, give me the money. Hey, help me fold my clothes, wash my clothes. Hey, help somebody wipe the bike down. It's a family effort. If you're in a family, if you have other people attached, they better be attached to the MC with you mentally, spiritually. You feel what I'm saying? They better be there with you. If not, you're going to be in for a world of hurt. In this situation, to answer y'all question and to put it out there, in this situation, the president's anniversary is shit. He better have his ass at that meeting, and he better for the care of the nation. Period, point blank, hands down. And if his wife got a problem, then he has to deal with her. Period. And I'm going to say this, hands down. I'm going to tell you right now. Period. Listen, y'all can call Queen right now, ask Queen. If I'm being who I am and the situation come up, hey, baby, we got to postpone this. I got to go handle this. And ain't no back talk. Period, point blank. It is what it is. Hey, I know, blah, blah, blah. We'll work all that shit out. Ain't nobody got to give you no money back for no tickets, and ain't nobody got to reimburse you no hotel. None of that shit. Have your ass at this meeting. You feel what I'm saying? It just is what it is, man. And that's how important this shit is. When you take these positions and when you run for these offices and when all of these different things you asking for, you're saying, hey, Big Sal, I got time. I got the energy. I got the effort. I got the finances. My motorcycle's in order. I can be wherever you need me to be, whenever you need me to be there, and then ain't going to be no complaints. That's what you're saying. That's what you're telling your MC when you grab these positions. And you have to understand that it's not personal, because you got to understand this. Like I said, you crying about an anniversary you missing. What about this dude missing his daughter's college graduation? Because he got to be there. What about this person damn near got to make a decision on if they're going to lose their job or not? You feel what I'm saying? What about this person that got to park his big rig somewhere and get to the closest airport to fly in, and then, you ain't the only one that's fucked up and inconvenient. You ain't the only one that has to make a sacrifice. You ain't the only one that had to make a decision on what he was going to do. It's not just you. It is a mandatory meeting for the entire nation, president and vice president, and you are a big part of the problem and or solution, and you need to be there. And you're going to tell me you can't be there because of your anniversary. Let me get them colors, player. Yeah, let me get them colors, and depending on how this outcome go for this meeting, yeah, you might as well stay on your anniversary. And I know that sounds fucked up, but that's the truth. That's how this shit is. Hands down. I'm just telling you. If you join a serious MC or a real MC, you feel what I'm saying? And this is what it's about. Now, if you ain't one of them no play MCs, and I don't know no play MCs, but if you're in one, then don't none of this shit matter to you no way, because y'all ain't even using the word mandatory. You feel what I'm saying? The word mandatory is not allowed if you're in a play MC. But if you in an MC where the word mandatory the word mandatory means mandatory, then that's what it means. Get your ass to the meeting mandatory, and no excuses. period, or off with your head. It's just that simple. In this situation, you got members worried because he's not going to be there. They're worried. What about them? What about their families? You know, now they worry how the shit gonna turn out and what's gonna happen and this and that. So now you don't come to the meeting. They go to the meeting. The shit turns to shit. Boom, 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 casualties and some other shit. And you guess what you do? You come back off your anniversary. You fret. Oh, what happened? Oh man, that's fucking. You know, is there anything I can do? Yeah, you can take the rest of this ass whooping that we finna give you. That's what you can do. You can take the rest of this ass whooping. That's what you can do. Oh man, I didn't have my own air sign on. Yeah, that's what you can do. Take the rest of his ass whooping. That's exactly what you can do. You feel what I'm saying? It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to scare you. I'm just giving it to you raw. I'm giving it to you actual factuals. Or you done heard all the nice ones, and now on some other shit, on some regular club mandatory shit, and you don't make that, fines, makeup runs, whatever it may be, suspensions. They can deal with that. We can live with that. But the nation can't live with you not being there as a president of a mandatory meeting, an emergency mandatory meeting. The nation we can't live with that. My man L.O. Hughes, Jermaine say, I hear you, but it was winter, a snowstorm, and didn't want to drive by myself and get stuck or something by myself. It all worked out. Okay. You told us that. L.O. Hughes, the problem is motherfuckers don't pay it forward at home. That's why they can't do what they need to do for the club. Hey, Stacey Ray Stewart say speak on it. Reginald Bucks, 24 hours a day, fact. I'm just telling you. This shit, it's not hard. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's not hard, but you volunteered for this. You signed up for this. This is what you asked for. This is what you wanted to be a part of. The rules don't change, baby. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. And it's just that simple.
What's up? This your girl, Lil Tigger. I'm chilling with my boy, Big Sale, and you'll listen to FHO Podcast Radio. Stay tuned.
Yo, what's up, man? This your boy, man, Mr. Let Me Hold Something himself, DJ Dirty. And you're listening to FHO Podcast Radio with my main man, Big Cell, the FHOABCDEFGHNIC. Big Cell, come on, man, speak on it, man. Let's ride.
What's up, Big Cell? This is your boy, Pastor Nate from Enlightened Ministry Biker Church from Los Angeles, California. When we're not riding, we listen to FHO Podcast Radio.
Hey, man, that's what my man Finn say. That's why he take them pictures. Let me tell y'all something, man. My man Finn is the cupcake specialist. I always know when he get ready to ride his motorcycle because the honeydew's going to full effect. The pictures all on Facebook, Instagram, the dinners with my boo and all of that stuff. What up, Finn? I love you, brother. Let me get my man. Hey, Finn, this for you, man. You all right? Wow. But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen, on a serious note, man. And I'm telling you, I know it sounds fucked up. Man, my anniversary, you can't tell. It will, I hear you. Trust, I hear you. I hear you. But bring your ass. Bring your ass. That's all that counts at the end of the day. You have a responsibility. Period, point blank. And the other presidents and the other vice presidents that had to rearrange their schedules, they had to make super duper arrangements. They had to do some lying and some trickery. And they fussing at home and arguing at home with their wife on the way out the door and, either to the airport or to the garage, to ride, whatever it is they got to be. Whatever it is. You're not the only one. Period, point blank. You're not the first, you're not the last that's going to have an anniversary issue, with some MC shit, So to that club, I hope you guys figure it out. I hope you guys can work it out. I hope that this helped. I hope the president was listening and he understand that it's not just him that that if he don't show up, it's not just about him, but it's about his entire nation and it's about everybody depending on him to do what he needs to do and to make it right or to get it handled or whatever it may be. But you don't have the option to opt out of a mandatory presidents and vice presidents meeting and you're president. Again, lay down the colors, throw in the towel and go enjoy your anniversary. That's the best I can tell you. That is the best I can tell you, man. Hands down, that's the best I can tell you. Hold on, I got a big Punch calling. Hold on. Punch, what up?
Sure, what it is?
What it is? I'm on live right now. I was calling you. I was doing some research, but I called when I called you earlier.
Oh, okay. Okay, go ahead. Do your thing.
All right. Yeah, I called Big Punch on some, called him on some research. But anyway, that's what it is, man. All that old family come first shit, knock it off. If you're in a motorcycle club, MC come first. The MC family come first. Then your family come. So that's what it is, man. Tonight, I hope you guys were able to get something from this. Check this out, man. Please share the channel. Tell a friend. Don't forget, Wednesday night. Let me hit y'all with this.
God damn.
It's your boy.
Hold on. Here we go. Oh, hold on. Where we at? Here we go. Damn. Oh, I'm sorry.
Eco One.
That ain't even it. Here we go.
You're listening to MC 101 Talk Show. Live. Hosted by Two Guns. Co-hosted by Big Cell. And we talking straight motorcycle protocol. Tune in every Wednesday around 7 p.m. for pure motherfucking facts on FHO Podcast Radio. MC 101, where motorcycling is life.
That is every Wednesday 7 p.m. and it's going down right here on FHO Podcast Radio, where I have a true 1%er is doing the show with me. He's answering all the questions, breaking all the barriers, knocking down the doors, just getting the information out there as best as we can and the whole 9 yards. So make sure you tune in every Wednesday. Don't forget to share the channel. Tell a friend about the channel. Tell everybody to tune in. If you're on here, make sure you subscribe, like, hit the buttons to be notified. Thank everybody for the donations. Don't forget, you can donate via Cash App, $FHOHNIC. PayPal is fasthardiesonly@gmail.com. Your donations are used to continue this greatness, to get this information out, and just to get the studio and keep it on point, man. But I love you. Again, enjoy your Friday night, man, and do what you do, man.
God damn. It's Big Cell. What that mouth do besides tell the truth on FHO Podcast Radio.
See, man? You thought we was playing. We are live right now. FHO is a lifestyle, a movement. Grown folks business.
Yo, this hot boy from the Red Breed Mother Chapter out of Compton, California. Tuned in to FHO all the way from 310 to the 404. Y'all know how this shit go.
What up? I into my Uncle Big So in the FHO radio.
Peace.